Hello and welcome everyone. I'm A Squared Gamer, and we are back with another day of Crusader Kings 3. Doesn't change much on my end. Let's lower the volume a little. Okay, and let's get right into it. We have a tournament to complete today. And then once we complete this tournament that we are currently involved in, 52 days for the recital to begin. Once that happens, we will then end stream. Yeah, so it's going to be a quick one today. It is cool today, though. It is no longer that, bone blistering heat that I've been experiencing all summer. And so maybe next week we can have a longer stream time. I was pausing because I just realized today is Wednesday, so technically it's a surprise stream because I don't usually stream Wednesdays. However, this week I ended up switching shifts with one of my coworkers, and so I ended up working on Monday, which is why there was no stream Monday. And then I got Wednesday off, which is why I'm here today with you guys. Speaking of which, yesterday I could have streamed, but I did not. And the reason I did not is because I'm going to post this on my Twitter. Hold on. Oh, yes, that. Okay. I am going to post. Let's see. This is what I was doing instead of streaming. Okay. And then I will tweet that. And I have a picture attached to this tweet. That way you guys can all see what it is that completely arrested my concentration and attention for the last however many hours. I'll post it on my Instagram as well at some point within the coming week, but let's not do that now. Let's focus on the stream instead. But yeah, I just tweeted out so you guys can see why I didn't stream yesterday. If you go to my Twitter, it's at A2GMR. In case you're wondering, if you want to go check it out. But for now, let's end this tournament. We have 52 days, like I said, until the recital begins. I do not qualify for the recital. I cannot visit another locale for 20 days. And so I can't visit the tavern for 30 because I already visited. That was the last thing I visited. And so 20 days from now, I will go and try to make myself skilled enough to qualify for that tournament. The tournament is currently in Nagormo. We've traveled from our capital to Nagormo. And I think before I get to do that, yes, I will have this scheme executable. So let's unpause, time goes by, and then we will execute this scheme. I have 7 unread messages. Let's pause. I bet these messages are messages I've already read, but because I just reopened the game, it's giving me... Oh, I have a hostage, that's right, and they have no guardian at the moment. What are you learning? Learning? You're learning. Okay. So then let's have you be taught by the insane guy that is my doctor. No, I don't want my doctor possibly being influenced by the hostage that I got from my neighbor. So let's have my daughter. Yes. My daughter, even though she's only 18, will be his educator, and hopefully that'll make him like my family more. Ooh, can I convert his faith and his culture? Let's do that. And then once he becomes an adult, we will send him back. But for now, we have him as a hostage because we want to make prestige off of that. We do get prestige for every hostage we hold. Yeah, we are currently making 0.1 per month from him. And the reason we want prestige is because we want to get to illustrious as quickly as possible. We're 1,000 progress away. And the reason we want that is because without being illustrious, we will not be able to found a new kingdom. Yeah, I've already achieved all of these things. I just need the first requirement, which is being illustrious. And then once I get that, I can found a kingdom. And the reason for that is because for now, my kingdom is a petty kingdom, which means when I die, because I hold multiple petty kingdoms, my two sons, other than my player heir, my oldest son, other than him, my other two sons will get the two other petty kingdom titles, Nima and Konyi. But if all of this was one big kingdom, then the three petty kingdoms would become duchies of that kingdom. And so even if I die and the sons get a duchy each, the kingdom won't break apart like it did when my father died, and then I had to fight my other brothers to try and reunite our former kingdom here with Garko and Nima. Garko is technically Konyi, but for some reason the Ngapo of Garko here uses Garko as his primary title rather than using Kozahoma. And if he used Kozahoma, then this would become Konyi. But yeah, that's why we're trying to get prestige and why we have a hostage. I have, on top of that, I see a strong hook. She has 20. Let's just take it now, and then in 5 years, we'll go back and take whatever money she's made since then. Oh no, the reason I hadn't taken it is because I am currently attending her tournament. And so I wanted to keep that hook on me in case of emergency. It's like that prop you always see in movies, break glass in case of emergency. I wanted the hook in my pocket in case of emergency, so I can have a hook on the noble ruler of the land I'm currently engaging in a tournament in. I believe this is the guy I was trying to look at. His health is poor, but he's not dying. And his health is poor naturally. There's really nothing giving him poor health. He's not infirmed or sick. So I think I can hold off on demanding payment for now. And then my daughter, my grandson, and my niece, I'm not depending payment on hooks for my family members because these are head of household hooks. Yeah, house head. House head. House head. I don't want to use the house head hook. And now this scheme we can execute. Let's seize the moment. Barbaric but effective. The simplest solution is often the best. Why worry with all this intrigue and manipulation when I can simply coerce Chiefess Changyang into doing my bidding? A few strongmen and ominously worded letters should do it, really. I gain dread, but I'm already at 100. I gain a weak hook and it's an active tyranny, so my subjects lose 4 opinion of me. That's really the biggest damage I get from that, because my dread's been at 100 for years now, decades even, so that doesn't really affect me. But yeah, she has 83 gold, so let's take 50. And now, is your husband loaded? He has 62 gold, so let's... I can't fabricate a hook on him. He has a regent, though. The regent's married. None of them have money. Okay, what about... Let's go into Aksay. The High Chieftain has 85 gold, so it'll be very easy to fabricate a hook on him. We'll focus on scheme potential, which gives us 3 success chance agents instead of 2 when balanced. This is his personal doctor. He's a 30 infiltrator. My grandson's a 29. So he could probably be better utilized elsewhere. Yeah, he's a 35 thief, but the religious leader is a 34 thief. He's a 39 diplomat. The religious leader is 29. Yeah. So it's going to be thief diplomat, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so the diplomat will be his own personal doctor. This is why you want your personal doctor to like you, because they are very powerful agents in schemes against you. So we'll invite him to the scheme, and we're already up to 74% just from him. So then if we use his religious leader as a thief, that should get us to 108%. But remember, the cap is 95, so we're at 95%. And then the infiltrator will be my grandson, which will lower this from 110 days per phase to 71 days per phase. Let's use Prabhavati instead. It's 2 days slower, but that's fine. She will not be of my... Wait, what about his own steward? It's 9 days slower, but then I can execute the whole scheme with his own subjects. Not a single person of my court is involved here. 90 days per phase. It would have been 81 with my grandson. Yeah, so it's only 9 days slower, but now we don't have a single member of my court involved. Which again, gameplay-wise, I don't think matters, but roleplay-wise, which is what I like to try and do. I like to try and roleplay decisions as if I'm playing through my character's eyes. Roleplay-wise, it does make sense. And no one's told me whether this actually affects schemes or not. So it might actually be doing me a benefit without me even knowing. But yeah, so that scheme's going on. 41 days until I can execute this one, which means I can now focus all of my attention on the grand tournament. The first of the Mahila Slayer gained 10 glory. Oh, that's an accolade, so that's someone else's acclaimed knight. I have 7 days before I can go to the tourney grounds and try and qualify for the recital. 3, 2, 1. Let's pause. I can't go to the tavern because I've already been there. Or because that was the last place I went to. Because I've already been to the tourney grounds before the duel, but now I can go again. Feathered Entertainment. Go, Songbird. Go faster. I hear a man's voice echo across the grounds. I look up to see a small thing hurrying through the sky like a little black bolt of lightning. Soon enough, it swoops down towards the finishing line. Bah, you must have cheated. Your bird cannot fly that fast. Just look at her. She's round as an egg. The angry loser shouts, with the winner looking smug. I could learn a thing or two about this, and I gained 6 experience in Hunter. I currently have 13. To get to level 1, I would need 50. So that 6 doesn't really do anything. This is excellent entertainment. Loses me stress because I'm patient. But I have 0 stress, so that doesn't matter. It must take a lot of preparation to do this. My score increases moderately. Moderately is actually quite a sizable increase. What am I at now? I'm at 6 and I need 20 to qualify. And I lose stress because I'm stubborn for some reason. Double or nothing, go again. That's just to earn some gold or prestige. I don't have time for this. My score increases slightly. And I also gain stress because I'm patient. So I do have time for this. But yeah, there's no percentages, so I would much rather have my score increase moderately and lose stress than have my score increase slightly and gain stress. These are just guaranteed outcomes, so if you're not going to give me a percentage, I'm just going to increase my score moderately. It must take a lot of preparation to do this. And I'm on course to qualify for the recital. Yep, my score went from 6 to 25. So I gained 19 from that. And it pushed me over the threshold. I'm guaranteed to qualify for the recital. Now, if you show the favorite contestants, this guy here is still the favorite. However, a recital uses wit. This is wit. I have excellent wit. I have all 5 boxes shaded in. This guy who's the favorite has... his wit is non-existent. And that's the game talking. Yeah, so if I scroll down here, this guy has 4. So he's really my competition. And then this is me with all 5 boxes filled in. And then no one else has 3. Oh, there's one guy here with 3, but no, other than me and that other guy, no one else has more than 3. Yeah, it's just this guy with 3, me with 5, and then this guy with 4. Everyone else is 1, 2, or 0. So I have, what, 2 competition? 2 people are my competition. But yeah, I cannot go to the tourney again for 30 days because I just went there. However, I could go somewhere else, but I have to wait 20 days. And so I think I'll go to the temple to pray for victory again in 20 days. Or should I go to the tent camp? Because I went to the temple to pray for victory before the duel. And that did not work at all. Yeah, so in 20 days, I will go to the tent camp. Let's increase this to 4 speed. This guy paid an entry fee of 5 gold. I did not have to do that because I was personally invited by the chiefess. My score increased slightly because I made preparations. Still at 25, so I don't know where that's coming from. Yep, still up 25. She wants to pay for a hook on this person because she's currently trying to find secrets in my court and she's failing. So now she wants me to pay to create a strong hook. But if I say no, the person we're paying to create a hook on will be happy because we didn't do that. And because they're in my court, that means I'm getting my own courtiers to like me by not being mean to them. Not even by being nice to them, just not being mean. And so this is another quick way to earn your own subject's opinion. Instead of having to sway them or do some other stuff, you can just not pay to have hooks on them. And so she goes from -5 opinion to +25. And then in 2 days, I'll be able to do this. Let's look at my schemes. 15 days, I'll be able to do this. My prisoner died. Oh, no. Is there anyone in my prison who is thinking about dying? This guy is here so that I can torture him. So let's torture him again. I gained dark insights, intrigue. This is why I keep torturing him. Let's see. My dark insights. Am I maxed out on dark insights? I can have 5 each. I have 5 prowess and I have 4 intrigue. So I can still torture you one more time. And if that time doesn't give me a dark insight, I'll torture you one more time after that. You, on the other hand, have a lot of family. But they do not want to pay for your ransom. You were married to her sister and she died? Train a siege? Ooh, did I do that? My bad. Why will she not accept it? It's because you're not important. Wait a minute. You're her stepfather? You're her stepfather. And she does not want to pay the ransom to free you. It's only 8 gold. And she's not willing to pay that for you. You're a vindictive villain. I can only imagine what you did to your stepdaughter here. No freaky on that. I didn't. I meant. Let's not clarify. I think it'll just get worse. Moving on. Let's focus on the 2 days left before I can go to the tent camp. Oh, this is the torture. When one can twist words for pleasure. Wait, what's this down here? They tested their wits against each other. Okay. When one can twist words for pleasures as well as myself, twisting them for harm is a simple matter. Because remember, I am a poet. Taking out the long volume of poetry from my arm, I unfurl it, letting the scroll hit the floor and roll gently backwards out the door. Then I start my reading. Had to be done. He did not like that. Okay, someone's trying to kill Prabhavati. She's 60 and in poor health, so sure, stop the villain, but you know, she just might die naturally. Soon enough. Let's go to the tent camp. The parting shot. Let me take a sip of water before I read this. Okay. Champions mime the acts of war and friendly rivals swagger, while interpreters laugh through their work. You Sumpas have your skills, concedes Duke Pemba of Sankompo. But can any among you turn in the saddle, riding full tilt, and loose an arrow over your horse's tail? Can you time this between hoofbeats? The youngest cockachild can do this. I see my champions pulling at horn bows, patting step ponies. We are fine horsemen, but do we compare to a people born into their saddles? I'll have a try, which is a prowess challenge, 62% chance. Oh, I'm trying to outdo the a Mongol culture group when it comes to horse archery. That is my first mistake. But let's try it. 62% chance if I do of success. 37%. Every champion loses 10 opinion of me. In contempt. And I gain 37 stress whether I succeed or fail. Just because I'm stubborn. And I don't like this option. Why should I try? Muzu is Tibetan skill personified. 95% chance of success. Muzu, I believe, is my best champion. Yeah, 33 prowess. He's my best champion, and I married him to my daughter, so he's my son-in-law. Do they have children together? They have 2. Cha and Thokgo. She has 2 older children with someone else. With her previous spouse. Who died in his sleep. At 42 years old. Yeah, so they have 2 children. This one likes the hashish. This one is shy and wrathful. And brave. It's a lot of stuff. Some of it conflicts and contradicts, but whatever. So Muzu's my best champion is the point of all of that. Can you spare any champion to teach us? And that makes him... No, that makes him join my court. He's homely, so he's not pleasant to look at. And... ooh, he's really good as his Hastaluder trait, which is specifically for tournaments. But his stats aren't really that good, so there's really no need to have him join my court. We Sumpas face our enemies. And I gain loyal to martial traditions for 20 years. Mercenaries of my culture are less expensive. Holy orders of my culture are less expensive, piety-wise. Every member of my culture gets +5 opinion of me. And it's harder to attack in my territory. But cultural acceptance goes down. It's currently at 48%. Yeah, so first and foremost, I will eliminate this because I don't want him joining my court. I'm not going to have a try because if I do, I'll just have my own champion do it. Although, this one doesn't actually do anything to me. Muzu gains experience, not I. And there's a 4% chance that I gain Finest Knight Humiliated. Monthly prestige per night, -4%. Okay, that's not worth it. Because I've said it once and I'll say it again. If it's not 100%, then it's a 50-50. And if I'm going to have a 50-50, I would much rather just have every champion lose 10 opinion of me. That's not a big deal. It's only 10 opinion. Yeah, so I'll have a try myself. What is my prowess? It's 17. What's his? 11. And the Duke here is 8. Well, the Duke is 11 and his courtier is 8. And mine is 17. So that is why I'm at 62%. What if I go to my console and switch my wife from assisting ruler to chivalry? That increases martial but not prowess. So I don't think that will actually affect anything. Yeah, it's still 62%. So let's have her go back to assisting ruler. There's nothing here that increases my prowess. So I can't cheat on this one. But yeah, let's have a try myself. 62% chance of success. And if I fail, the only thing that happens is that my champions gain a little more contempt for me. I nobly represent the Sumpas. Acceptance between Sumpas and Khalkha Mongols have increased by 5%. I gain 5 experience in horse and bow. And I gain open-minded warriors, which gives me minority vassal opinions plus 5. And men-at-arms contra-efficiency goes up by 15%. So all good stuff. If I look at my Hastiluder trait, you'll see my bow is now at 12 experience. And my horse is at 5. Because I just gained 5. I think I gained 7 other bow experience at some point in the past. I don't remember where or when. But yeah, that is good. I'm guaranteed to qualify. The recital begins in 11 days. So I cannot visit another location before then. So it looks like the next event is going into the recital. Let me just check. 12 days until I can fabricate this hook. Or until I can execute this scheme. And so that's probably going to happen before I actually do anything for the recital. Qualification. I qualified and I gained 75 prestige for doing so. Pungse here and 4 of my other champions entered the recital contest. Muzu, Pungse, and 3 others. I gained 140 prestige for having this many people of my court qualify on top of me. Or in addition to me. So 30 days until the recital ends. Contest begins. Let me put this at 3 speed. Because I want to make sure that as soon as I can execute the scheme, that I do so. So contest begins. The entrants mill about the main tent, warming up vocal cords and memorizing stanzas as the crowd fills the amphitheater. My ears prick up as my name is mentioned, drifting across the gentle breeze. That could be a good sign or a bad one. I have a bet to place. Okay. So before I place my bet, this scheme can be executed. So let's do just that. Seize the moment. Barbaric but effective again. Mahila Pendan here is being threatened. So she lost 30 opinion of me. She was in the positives because she's only at minus 21 after losing 30. But she has 76 gold. So I'll take 50 of that. Thank you very much. This guy has gone up to 15. Wow, it has been less than a month and he gained 4 gold. And now we can execute another scheme. What is this place? Yijinai? Yijinai. Why are they such a long boy? They don't really have the gold for me to do anything. Gonzo has 52. And it's very easy. So let's fabricate a hook on him. Focus on scheme potential. Fabricate the hook. Now let's see who the agents are. I haven't used any of my own courtiers up here because I used his own courtiers against him. So I should have plenty of agents available. The infiltrator can be my grandson. Or his personal doctor. Or his... I don't know. Not his master of the horse. Okay, so my grandson is 29. His personal doctor is a 26 infiltrator. But she'll probably be more useful elsewhere. She's a 29 thief. 33 diplomat. And yeah. She's low on this list. So she's highest as a diplomat. So let's have his own doctor. be my diplomat in this scheme. That gets me up to 68%, which means I only need 27 from thief and outcast combined. So let's have my grandson, who's the best infiltrator. He will do just that. And now it's 80 days per phase. And now we need 27, I said. So let's see. Outcast. Let's see if I can't find someone not of my court. Kiang here is wandering. She's a 14. How about if I go through thief? Is she a better thief than an outcast? I think she might not even appear on the thief list. Let me scroll up just in case she is better. No, I don't see her, but what I did see was one of the Duke's own courtiers. So instead of the neighboring ruler that I always get involved being the thief, let's have one of his own courtiers be the thief instead. Shu Jun Wu. He can be the thief. That gets me to 84%. And then the outcast can be Kiang, who is a wanderer. She's not in my court. Has never been part of my court. At best, the connection between her and I is that she was a guest at my court once. But she's a wanderer, so she's been a guest at many courts. Yeah, but her score is 14, so that gets me up to 95%. It gets me up to 98, but the cap is 95. And this scheme will be executed in 47 days. The recital should be over by then, so let's focus entirely on the recital now. Peering at the bookie by the tavern's dim light, I ponder the stream of odds. He shouts over the heads of the milling punters. Prabu Sumnang is the favorite, 4-1. Okay, I'm the favorite. There I am, favorite contestant. So if I bet on myself, I'll only gain 3 gold. It takes 10 gold, and if I win, I get 13. 10 of that is just me being returned what I bet originally, and then the remaining 3 is my earnings. Yeah, I would earn 50 if I bet on Muzo and he wins. Or this is a bad idea and I get stressed out. Nah, I mean, I'll bet on myself. 3 gold is 3 more than 0. Boiling anger. Ah, yes. My sister is screaming at me, and that makes me calm down. So I lose 25 stress. I just checked. I was at 37. So now I'm back down to 12. Yeah, I keep losing stress. So as soon as I gain it, I lose it. I've never had much of a chance to be really stressed out. Which is good, because I'm 69. Which is very nice. But my poor is health. Or my health is poor. Flip that around. So mental break might just about stick me in the grave. Might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, to use an expression. Or we can go with a lame limerick. I let out a triumphant sigh as I complete the final verse of my recital. I ready myself for the thundering applause of my audience, only to find the tourney grounds silent save for the wind whistling through the trees. This is a disaster, but perhaps the situation can be rectified with a new poem composed and recited on the fly. I can admit defeat, gain 18 stress, and my score decreases slightly. It's only at 39%, so it's not very high. And I'd also get stressed out because I'm stubborn, so I wouldn't just admit defeat. I have one more, which is a diplomacy challenge against this guy, whose diplomacy is 6. Meanwhile, my diplomacy is 12. I'm getting +1 from my spouse, and that gets me at 71%. I do gain 10 experience and wit, so that's nice. I currently have 0, and my score increases moderately, but 71% chance. I think this will give me a chance to cheat, because instead of getting the +1 from assist ruler, if I just have her focus on court politics, it's still only a +1, huh? So that doesn't actually change it, because my wife is not very good at diplomacy. Yeah, it's still 71%. Okay. That's 2 chances to cheat, and my incompetent wife has not helped me out. How dare she not help me cheat? I have one more! 71%! Again, if it's not 100, it's 50-50. My verse wins the crowd. My score increases moderately, and I gain 10 experience and wit. Nice. So we're at 41% now instead of 39. So that's not even moderate increase. That's a slight increase. The weather's will. Let me take another sip of water before I read this one. Okay, for some reason my mouth has been very dry today. Cracoo! I'm not sure I've ever heard that onomatopoeia before, but a sudden flash of lightning precedes the thunder's roar, and as I make my way to the raised dais, it's clear that the previously pleasant weather has given way to decidedly murky conditions. No sooner do I take the first step up than the rain begins to fall. The crowd stands expectantly, somewhat reluctantly, getting more sodden by the minute. I open my mouth, and another sonorous boom rolls across the whole gathering. I look up to the sky. Well, this will be quite a challenge. Okay, so the thunder's so loud they can't hear me recite. It will be quite a challenge, and I do love a challenge. Another diplomacy challenge. If I succeed, I can get 10 more experience in wit. And that'll get me up to 20. And again, I need 30 to reach level 1 in wit. Yeah, I need 30 to reach level 1 in all of them. So this one event will get me 2/3 of the way to level 1 wit, which increases my diplomacy +1. However, if I fail, my score decreases slightly and I gain 9 stress, which is not much of a penalty. What if we get struck by lightning? And my score decreases slightly. Okay, looks like I don't have much of a choice. I guess I love a challenge. And I'm drowned out by the storm. My score decreases slightly. And Shock over here increased his score for some reason. He's the guy who beat me at the duel. And then what's this? Zazu, who's my niece's daughter, I believe, gave birth to a son. So we'll give her, as always, the first cultural name that repeats. Right now he's at Norbu. Oh, he inherited intelligence. Zazu was a genius. Her father was a genius. And yet Norbu here is not a genius. So Zazu obviously did not be very faithful. Because 2 geniuses guarantee a genius. And yet this kid is not a genius. Zazu here, I married her to Trailokya Chandra because she was hooking up with her uncle. Muir. Muir is quick. So if they have children, of which he has 2 with Zazu. Muir's my nephew. Zazu is the daughter of my niece. So that's uncle and niece. And they have 2 children. This one's a genius because his mother was a genius, even though his father was only quick. And then the second child came out intelligent. And now this third child, who obviously the parent is Trailokya Chandra, the game tells me so, and yet he's intelligent, not a genius. You think you're real slick, game. But I think we just discovered some extramarital affairs that have gone on. Either way, the child is still of my house, so I'm not going to hold that against him. Let's give him a good Sumpa name. That name said trashy. Yeah, we're not going to call him trashy. Oh, Seten, I believe, repeated. So let's use this E here that has the accent on top. Seten. Was that how you spelled it? I don't actually remember. Let me control click this, or control C. Let's copy this, and then let's see if we can find Seten again, just so that I can get a an idea on the correct spelling. And of course, we're not going to get it again. Nope. It's not happening. Okay, it's not going to happen. Let's just go back to how I spelled it. May you grow strong and wise, said 10. 10 days until the recital ends. I have a 37% chance of victory. Word to the wise. Night begins to fall on the scene, but torches light the competition as it continues. I talk to myself under my breath, readying my lips for the next round as I reminisce about the happenings so far. Like when the skies opened and drenched competitor and audience alike. I step forward to take my turn, ascending the steps to the dais. It's time for the final verse. I need something big to get me at least to 50%. I could have a ditty about making coin and living a good life. Combined diplomacy and stewardship challenge. 37% increasing moderately, 40% decreasing moderately. Regale the crowd with a tale of war and victory. 40 and 35 for increase or decrease moderate. That's diplomacy and martial. This is diplomacy and stewardship. So I'm better at diplomacy and martial. Appeal to a higher power, diplomacy and learning. Better percentages, so that's the best option. And it's moderate again. Or let's just keep it safe and simple. 60% chance nothing happens. Yeah, my score is not high enough for that. So let's go with the diplomacy and learning challenge. But I believe this time my wife should be able to help me cheat on this one. So instead of the 43% success chance, if I go to my console and have her focus on, what was this, diplomacy and learning? I don't think she'll be able to help me because she's going to give me +2 learning, but she's already given me +1. And it's going to eliminate the +1 of politics that I get. And so I think this is going to cancel out. Let's see. She's focusing on patronage. It was a 43% chance. Still a 43. Yep, so she doesn't help at all. That's 3 strikes. So yeah, so let's just appeal to a higher power. It's the highest percentage of success and the lowest percentage of failure. My doctor's knowledge increases. So a novice physician gained 10 experience. So that's nice. Recital, well versed. I finished my verse with a raised fist and sonorous aplomb. The crowd, however, only musters polite applause, interspersed with a few coughs. My shoulders slump as I leave the dais. My hopes are waning. I am winning. Victory is so close. There are precious few competitors left to go, and even less time. It all comes down to this. Oh, okay. I mean, I thought I was losing, but the game says I'm winning. Even though I only have 22% progress to victory. One last verse. No immediate effects. Oh, so I failed the last one. Yeah, so my score decreased greatly. The diplomacy and learning challenge, I failed it. Okay, one last verse. One of my acclaimed knights gained something, and then I lost 38 stress because I achieved my intent. Contest winner! Trumpets sound. The crowd clamors. Competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over, and someone's moment in the sun is being readied. A herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. I couldn't get my pee because my mouth is so dry. My lips got stuck together. Hold on a second. Let me drink some water before I read the last paragraph. Oh, I just spilled water all over my shirt. Alright. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, we have our final 3. In third place, the gutsy Tsenye. my Master of the Hunt and champion. Coming in a close second, Muzu, my best champion. That, of course, leaves us with our victor, Prabhu Sumdang. I knew I could win. I have proven my worthiness beyond doubt. I won. I actually won. Because second and third were my champions. And then I had two other qualifying champions aside from them. So Senya was second, Muzu was third, Mipam qualified, and Pungse the second qualified. So I won my 10 gold wager. So I gained 13 gold. I gained my 10 back plus 3 on top of it. I gained 150 prestige. I gained the grand prize, which is 50 gold. I gained Iambic Virtuoso for 5 years, which gives me diplomacy plus 3. Belligerent vassals gain 5 opinion of me. Learning a language is 20 days faster per phase. And my Hasteluder trait gains experience 10% faster. I also receive a prize when the grand tournament concludes, usually an artifact. And then Muzu, my best champion, gains 75 prestige. And because he's a landless knight, I gained 35 of that 75. Muzu also gained 15 gold, and because he's landless, he splits it with me, so he pays me 7 gold and gets to keep the remaining 8. And Muzu became a rhymer for 5 years, so he also gained 1 diplomacy, 20 days faster learning, and 5% experience gain in Hasteluder. Senye got the same prestige. No, he gained 35 prestige and 5 gold. But I guess he's not landless, so he doesn't split that with me. I mean, he is landless, but he's a noble, even though he and his child are the only members of that house. And he also has a court position, Master of the Hunt. So that's probably why he's... No, it says right here, because he's a faithful landless knight. That means he likes me, right? Plus 41 opinion. Muzu, meanwhile, only has plus 20. So he's just a landless knight. Senya is a faithful landless knight. So he donates most of his prize money to his liege. So unlike Muzu, who only gave me 7 and kept 8, Senya gave me 3 and kept 2. So he gave me more than he kept. And as he's a landless knight, he splits the prize money with me. So he pays me 2 gold. But he only got 5. He paid me 3. And then he paid me 2. So he paid me 5, even though he only got 5. So he just gave me all his prize money. He also became a rhymer for 5 years, and all the other qualifiers got rhymer. So that's Mipam and Pungse the second. They also gained rhymer. So that is a lot of good stuff. The ceremony is currently being engaged in. It ends in 13 days. Let's just check my schemes, make sure nothing is happening. 18 days until the next one. Okay, 13 days until the ceremony ends. Oh, I gained the prize brooch. Thank you very much. Grand tournament conclusion. Does she hate me? She does. Because I threatened her and I have a strong hook on her. The sun comes down on the final day of the tournament and the mass crowds begin to disperse. I find myself ruminating over the results. My mastery of verse saw me the worthy winner in the recital. Shock's superiority with the blade had them take home the prize in the duel. I fulfilled my goal of winning a contest. I look forward to the next one. Shock, I'm so annoyed at him. Because his prowess is 23. But it wasn't that high. It was only 18. Yeah, he got plus 5, plus 2, and plus 3 from this tournament. But it was only at 18 when I faced him. And my prowess is currently at 20. But that's because of the duelist I'm getting plus 3. So my prowess was at 17 before this tournament started. And his was at 18. And yet he beat me. I don't like that. What a great occasion. Yeah, so Shock won the prize spear. I wish I could have won the prize spear. But I did win the prize brooch. I gained 13 experience in foot, 23 in wit. So that has gotten me to reach level 1 of wit. And it gave me something in foot, 12 experience. Even though I had 0. I gained 13, but my current experience is 12. So where did I lose that 1 experience point? I gained 50 legitimacy. Chiefess Gedon, who held the tournament, gained 800 prestige and lost 39 stress. The holding of Zidoi, which is Chiefess Gedon's holding, where we're holding the tournament, gained bolstered garrison for 10 years. All contest winning acclaimed knights gained 100 glory. All qualifying acclaimed knights gained 25. I have one of those. My niece created the cadet branch. Oh, it's a branch house of my noble house. Okay, spiced wine vendors praise the chiefess. And the tournament has ended. And this is everything I've already explained. So let's finish the grand tournament. This is the guy who won the duel. And this is the guy who won the recital. AKA me. So finish the grand tournament. That does make in-universe sense, because my nickname is With the Tress. Swooning romantics around the world talk of how you never go anywhere without a cutting of your lover's hair. Yeah, so I have like a little pouch with a lock of my lover's hair. I believe it's my second wife, Mahila Nazila. Yeah, so I'm quite the romantic. So it makes sense that I would win the poetry recital and lose the duel. Even though I am strong. But I'm also quite the poet. Yuck, 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 yuck. Okay, so one new message. What is this? I don't see a new message. My niece created a cadet branch, and if I go to my house, you see there's 61 living members, 57 living members. There's 2 houses right here. So I have the house of Kirong, which is my house. The house founded by my father. And then now my niece has founded Kirong Nagarze. 4 members. And the other 57 members are part of my house. But yeah, founded in 954 AD. And that is her and her children. Yeah, her and her 3 sons. Her husband died. And her sister died. That happened a while ago. Yeah, because Nima created this mercenary group. And then her daughter Kungzang has taken it over and created a cadet branch. I like the face that she decided to add in. I don't know where she got that from, but I like it. Her husband was a lowborn, so it's not from her husband's noble house. It looks good though. I like it. Good on ya, niece. Good on ya. 5 days until I can execute this scheme, and I'm also on my return journey. There I am on my horse, trying to go back to the capital. I can now execute this scheme. Seize the moment. High Chieftain Xiandao has something to hide, it would seem. Lucky for me, I don't have to be quite as creative with how I get him in my grip. So I don't actually have to fabricate a hook, aka make one up. All I have to do is let him know what I know. A strong hook. Wow, what is the secret? He's a cannibal. That explains the strong hook. Wow. Okay, Mr. Hannibal. Let's demand some payment. 81 gold. I'll take 50 of that. I'll see you again in 5 years for another 50. Unless you'd like your wife to know that you're a cannibal. Ooh, his mother was a giantess who died because she could not carry her own massive frame. Now I wonder what happened to her body after her death. Seeing as how her son was her only living family member. Oh, she has a couple of siblings left. But I wonder how Mr. Cannibal handled that giant woman's body after she died. I'm quite curious. But yeah, now we have that strong hook. We gained some money. We're at 489 gold. Should I hold my own tournament? Am I the type of person that would hold my own tournament? Nah, I don't think I am. I'm a strong poet. I'm a bit of a traveler. I'm a bit of an eager reveler. I'm a bit of a hunter. I'm not really big into anything, but I have a bunch of little things. A bunch of hobbies that I don't really spend much time on. Which makes sense because I'm callous and I'm patient. So it makes sense that I'll try a little bit of everything, but really not focus too much on any one thing. Yeah, let's see who our next victim will be. We need someone who has at least 50 gold and is somewhat nearby. Guge here has 93. Very easy. Music to my ears. Let's focus on scheme potential. We decided last time that we're not going to be focusing on balanced schemes because it's just not worth it. Every single time I try to do a balanced scheme, it never works out well. I always have not enough success chance to actually get to the 95 cap, and so that's why I haven't been focusing on balanced schemes. This is why I've been focusing on success chance schemes. Yeah, so let's see who the infiltrator will be. Oh wow, he's actually well liked in his court because they refuse to be involved in a scheme against him. His spy master, his wife, who's also his personal doctor, his seneschal, his chancellor, none of them want any part of this. The marshal can be convinced, but even then he's not willing to join right off the bat. I have to do something. So Prabhavati's at 27. Oh, his bishop's willing to do something. But again, he's probably better utilized elsewhere. So he's a 19 infiltrator, and let's focus on success chance now. Let's see. He is... One of his vassals is a 23 thief. So let's keep that in mind. Just a ordinary vassal, no position or anything. But where did his bishop go? Is his bishop not going to be good at anything else? There's that vassal again. The bishop's a 19 diplomat. He was a 19 infiltrator. Is he also a 19 outcast? Oh, the steward is willing to be the outcast. Okay. The bishop's also a 19 outcast. Okay, he's 19 at everything except thief. He's a 19 outcast at 19 diplomat, 19 infiltrator. Does not appear as a thief. So, we will use him as the diplomat so that we can then use the steward here as the outcast. Then the diplomat will be... Where is he? Is he a 19 here? And then the vassal, yeah, he's a 17 thief. And then the vassal would be a 22 diplomat, but he would be a 23 thief. So we'll have him be there. And now we need 21 from the diplomat. Which is unfortunate to reach 95 because the religious leader is a 19. He wouldn't get me to 95, he'd get me to 93. So let's go with the neighboring ruler here. The Gyapo of Guge, who I'm sure is rivals with the High Chieftain of Guge, seeing as how they share the same name for their different kingdoms. So he can be the diplomat. I'm sure he's good at that, being a neighboring ruler and all. And now we'll focus on infiltrator. Currently we're spending 108 days per phase. We could use Prabhavati and that would reduce it to 81 days per phase. Or we can use the religious leader, which is 8 days slower, but then we won't have anyone of our court be involved in the scheme. So let's go with that. And now each phase is 89 days long. It's an extra 9 days. But I'm willing to sacrifice those 9 days for roleplay purposes. Now, not a single member of this scheme is a member of my court. In fact, 3 of the members of this scheme are actually this High Chieftain's own courtiers. And not only his own courtiers, 2 of them are members of his council, his bishop and his steward. Yeah, so for roleplay purposes, that was an excellent scheme planning. 33 days until this scheme can be executed. In the meantime, I believe I will be able to make my way home before these schemes can be executed. There I am on my horse. Let's make my way back slowly but surely. Now she wants to pay for Hook on Kogrobaza, who I believe is my daughter-in-law? My nephew-in-law? No, my niece-in-law. She married my nephew. Irritable. I failed to find any secrets she might possess. However, the truth does not have to stop us. It would be simple to make sure that Kogorobaza suddenly did have secrets she would not want to get out. But I would have to pay to make that happen. And because I don't want to pay to make that happen, Kogorobaza is grateful. And so she'll gain 30 opinion of me. Which I believe still puts her in the negatives. Yeah, she's at minus 14 now instead of the minus 30 she was at before. Minus 40. The minus 40 she was at before. I am a tyrant, though, and that's what's making people hate me. Because my dread has been at 100 for a while now. 100 dread. Yeah, it's been, I think, 10 years that it's been at 100. Because I'm a torturer. What can I say? Okay, I was just looking at something real quick. Caught outside. Just as we are about to set out, it starts pouring down. Rain as far as the eye can see. I can't help but curse my poor luck, but I had seen the dark clouds come in for a while. If we want to make our journey on time, we have to set out, but it is a risky journey with the weather being what it is. An opportunity to rest, I'd say, or a little bit of rain won't hurt anyone. 34% chance I get ill. My entourage members might gain the ill trait as well, regardless of percentages. And our journey's 5 days faster. I'm not going to risk everybody getting sick, including my 69-year-old poor health ass, for an extra 5 days. Now, let's delay the journey by 7 days. Make sure we're all fine and safe. I'll lose 19 stress, even though I'm already at 0. And we'd all get some rest. Yep, so there I am paused. No, wait, is that me? No, this is me paused. And now we go back on our journey. There was something I wanted to see. Oh, yes. Someone is proposing. I'd like to betroth your kinswoman, Gawa, to his son. To himself. And somehow that does not result in a marriage, but the chance of children is very high. Who are you? The Maharaja of the Chola Kingdom. You have 0 children. So even though your children will not be of my house, they will be of my blood. And Maharaja is the Indian title for king. And so that means that my house renown will go up because we will have, currently we have 2 dukes. I count as 1 because I hold 3 duchies. And we have 1 baron by marriage. But I think this would result in me having 1 king by marriage. So let's see. Currently we're making 2.42 per month. Let's accept this marriage. Wait, who's Gawa? Ooh, hold on a second. Decky's only child. So I think this might kill this house, or this branch of my house. Because that's her only daughter. Oh no, wait, she has a sibling, Pendon. And Pendon has a child. Pendon's child. Hold on. Pendon, you're not at my court? Why are you not at my court? You were at my court, and now you're visiting this guy. In Dhafra, in India, which is probably why this guy decided to propose, because you guys are all the way down there already. Right? Chola is down here somewhere. I mean, I'm going to accept this, so let's accept this. But Chola is somewhere around here somewhere. Where is it? There it is, Chola. Let's look at his guests. Is Pendon one of his guests? I don't see her. Well, it must be one of his subordinates. Either way, they're down there and now he proposed marriage and I'm fine with it. 7 days until I can execute this scheme, and I think it's going to be able to execute it before we reach home. But what I wanted to look at before that is the inventory. Oh, my bow. My prized bow. When my father won an archery contest at a tournament during his lifetime, he won this bow. So let's repair it. 75 gold, that is expensive, but I have plenty of money, so we will repair that. And now, I did win a prize brooch. That did happen. This new one gives me plus 15 to fertility, 0.04 prestige per month. The prize brooch up here gives me 0.05 prestige per month. So this one's actually better than the one I just won. Same fertility, 0.01 more prestige per month. So this old one is better than this new one. And then I think I have another one. No, I do not. Okay. So other than that, is there anything I want to replace? This one gives me learning +1, but that's it. Because I'm not really constructing any castles. Brilliant gemstone, +2 to learning, 0.03 prestige. The rough one, the brilliant one. Okay, so I think I can replace. I have another rough gemstone. I have 2 rough gemstones. And I have the brilliant gemstone equipped. This is a journal. Okay, so this would replace this, but this increases my monthly lifestyle, so I don't want to replace the travels of my father, who went on a world tour from Tibet all the way to Greece and back, which is why this is a purple item and illustrious. Yeah, so we will replace the architect drawing, and we will replace it with this old prize brooch. Not the new one. Because the old one is better. It gives us an extra 0.05 prestige. So I get 3.45 per month. I'm at 2,400. So I think, fingers crossed, I might make through the 3,000 and reach illustrious before I die. I do have a perk, Know Thyself. That gives me a 1-year warning before I die, and I have not received that warning yet, and so I think I'll have enough time to create a new kingdom. I still only have the 1 baron by marriage in my renown per month, and so let me unpause. Maybe they haven't gotten married yet. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think they've gotten married yet. This is my journey. Everything's safe. And then this scheme, 7 days. The traveling troupe. Entering the barony of Bakken, we're welcomed by a troupe of entertainers. There are puppet shows, dancing, and song. My son Konchuk seems to enjoy the music and is delightfully enthralled by one jester in particular. The man is an extraordinary performer, juggling several instruments in between playing them. So that's this guy Tonpa here. Maybe I should spend some quality time with Konchuk. And he becomes my friend. He is my son, so that'd be nice to be friends with my son. I do get stressed out because I'm callous, so I guess I don't really care about that. And he would gain 30 opinion of me for 10 years. I could use a jester and my son would love him. So what does a court jester do? Obligation hooks reduce court position salaries by minus 50%. Yeah, so I would get an obligation hook on him. My son still gains 30 opinion of me. So what does a court jester do? It reduces my stress gains. They're not as high. And when I'm stressed out, I can have the decision be entertained by the court jester to lower my stress. It's not really worth it for a 0.15 gold per month and 0.12 prestige per month salary. So I don't really want the jester. A well-deserved break for us all. Reduce 19 stress, but I'm not really stressed out, so I believe the best option would be to make my son my friend. The only problem I'm having, the reason I'm hesitating, is because this would stress him out because he's calloused. So it's like the game telling me this is the last option my character would choose due to his personality. Game-wise, however, this would be the best option. But I did say I like to roleplay my character's decisions. So his callousness would not let this fly. In fact, he'd probably enjoy a jester. Even if it would cost him more. He's not greedy or cheap. So I think he would like having a jester. Okay. I'm yawning. I guess it's time for bed. Let's hire this jester. My son likes me. And then I believe I can fire the jester and they will not hate me for it. In fact, they like being fired from being a jester. Let's see here. If I fire him. Oh, he loses 15 opinion of me. Usually people who are jesters like being fired from being a jester because they don't want to be jesters. But I guess this guy's job was jester before I hired him. So I hired him. I basically poached him from someone else who was using him as a jester-like position. So I guess most people wouldn't like it, but this guy has made it his life's duty to be a jester. A jester. So I guess he does not appreciate being fired. So yeah, you can stay the jester, I guess. He is half priced because of the obligation hook I have on him. So I can afford it. Let's see here. I'm still swaying my doctor. He's at plus 29 opinion. 3 days until I can execute this scheme. And now let's seize the moment. Ah, he has something to hide, it would seem. I don't have to be as creative. All I have to do is let him know what I know. Another strong hook. Wow, these people have some secrets. He's a deviant. That's not too crazy. Oh, but he's a theologian. Okay. Yeah, you don't really want deviant religious people. Plenty of real life examples about why you don't want that, but I will not go any further than saying that. Let's demand my 50 gold. And now I have one more scheme slot open. Shigaze has become independent. That's nice. Let's fabricate some hooks then. Very easy. I like it. Focus on scheme potential. Fabricate the hook. And now we need some agents. My grandson will be the infiltrator. The thief will be Prabhavati or Yongten. The diplomat will be Kira Diva. And then the outcast will probably be Kiang. That wanderer that's always on my list for some reason. Yeah, none of her people are willing to join in. And it's not that they can be convinced. They straight out refuse. So she must be very well liked among her court. Unlike me. But yeah, we'll have Kiang the Wanderer be the outcast. The thief will be Prabhavati or Yongten, I said. Kira Diva will be the diplomat. Which means I need 20%. So the thief can be Prabhavati or... Actually, let me fire Kira Diva here. And I believe... Oh no, I have the opposing ruler here. Never mind. Kira Diva will be the thief. Let me scroll down before I do that again. Just make sure that I want Kira Diva to be my diplomat. My sister, my daughter, my courtier, my court chronicler, my nephew, courtier niece, my acclaimed knight, my personal doctor, my champion, my wife. Yeah. No one but my own court members. So Kira Diva, you get to be the diplomat, and then the infiltrator will be my grandson. So we got 78 days per phase. The thief will be Prabhavati. All members of my court except for Kiang, who's wandering. I do not like that, but I didn't have much of a choice there. 56 days until I can execute this scheme up here. And so we should be arriving home. Take one more sip of water before I arrive home. Oh wait, my regent furthered my mandate because I have him focusing on filling the coffers, and because of that they gained 75 prestige. For me. It came to me. I'm up to 540. The scales of power swing by 5, and it was an abuse of power, so it caused 15 strife with her peer vassals. Yeah, so the scales of power, currently at 12, swung by 5. It's perfectly fine. I'm about to arrive home, and she didn't even reach halfway to level 2. Yeah, so before I arrive home, let me take another sip of water. Of course, an event pops up as soon as I fill my mouth with water. Bovine Bounty. The journey through Nianrong unveils a sprawling pastures dotted with cattle. As my retinue passes at the edge of the verdant field, the herdsman approaches. Cheerfully strumming his lute, he grants a broad smile in greeting. My lord, he begins, these beasts are the pride of our province. Will you join me to witness our labor, restock your supplies, or perhaps partake of our famous Nianrong blue cheese? I don't think that's the type of blue cheese that I know or you know about. So I don't know what type of blue cheese it is, though. Show me how you work your hordes. We'll give the County of Amdo herding insights for 10 years. Building construction is cheaper. Development growth is faster. Let us fill our supplies into our bellies. The journey gains extra supplies. So plus 5 travel safety, but we're just about to arrive, so that's useless. I gain well fed for a year, which is a huge health boost. Every entourage member gains it as well. So that would help me live longer, but I only have it for a year. Nianrong blue cheese sounds delicious, and I gain the aged cheese artifact. I do like that one. The longer you hold it, the better it gets, because it is aged cheese after all. We must make haste. The journey progresses by 3 days. Again, I'm not in a hurry. No one's waiting for me, as my mother always says. So I think I want the aged cheese. Yeah, blue cheese sounds delicious. Even though I don't actually like blue cheese IRL, but I'm sure that's blasphemy to someone. I gained 5 experience in Wanderer. And at long last, I'm finally home. Nothing better than arriving back in Amdo after a long journey. I look forward to resting for some time, but the call of the road beckons ever onward. My caravan master Tupton here, who's giving me a little bit of a look. I don't know about that look she's giving me. She reports that we have journeyed for 267 days and traversed 11 baronies. That's there and back. So probably 5 there. Our destination would be 6 and then 5 back. Thanks to the art, I can go inside again. I gained some experience in my Hostilooter. No, my Traveler and my Hostilooter. Okay, my regency ended. My daughter here gained 150 prestige for being my regent. Let's see here. 35 days until I can execute my next scheme. I have 1 inventory. Why? Oh, the Ace Cheese is new. It's a small health boost. Attraction opinion -5, however. But it is a small health boost, and I do need the health boost. What should I replace it with? I'm getting prestige from all of these. I guess the lowest prestige gain is a tie between the Brilliant Gemstone and the Antelope Horn. This one just gives me lower stress gains. Glory Hound Vassals like me +3. This one gives me +2 to learning, so I want to keep that. So let's remove the Antelope Horn and equip the Aged Cheese. Small health boost, which I need because my health is poor and I'm 69. Okay, so we have arrived from the tournament. We were or at least I thought we were the favorite to win the duel, and that failed horribly. What's going on up here? A peasant uprising. I actually like that, but I think if the peasants win, I will lose this territory. Which is fine, because I don't like the person currently holding it. So if he loses territory, fine. I'll just go to war with the peasants to reclaim it back for myself. So I will not get myself involved in that. But yeah, we got back from the recital. Or not from the recital, from the tournament. I thought we were going to win the duel. We lost in the quarterfinals to the eventual champion. So even though we didn't finish second, I think that's pretty much the same as finishing second. Only the champion beat us, which is a factual statement, even though we lost in the quarterfinals. But we won the recital, so we did get away from the tournament with 1 win at least. And now we are back. Back at home and ready to continue on our journey of founding a kingdom. Let's see, how close are we to this step? We need about 540 more progress. But I feel like this is a good stopping point for today. Thank you everyone for joining me on let me see. I was trying to think of a witty way to say it, but I guess thank you all for coming to my poetry recital. I very much appreciate it. And so today was Wednesday, not part of my usually scheduled stream. Next week, my work schedule will be back to normal, and so my stream schedule should also be back to normal. And if the temperature continues to be as cool as it was this week, we might even start getting longer streams, more than 2 hours, at least. Because the reason I've been shortening streams this summer is because of the heat. It's unbearable in this stream room. And so we will see next week. I would appreciate if you gave me a follow on Instagram. It's the same tag as my Twitch. Also a follow on YouTube. It's the same tag as my Twitch. All 3 are at A2Gamer. I post on my Instagram stories every single time I'm going live. So the next time I go live, if you follow me on Instagram, you will get to see that story. And you will know that I'm live. Also on YouTube, I upload all of my streams on my YouTube channel. So on my YouTube channel, every single stream I have is on there. I'm a fairly new streamer. Fairly new. It's been less than a year since I started streaming. And so I do appreciate those of you who are following along with me. If you've missed any of my streams and would like to watch them, though, that's where you'd catch them. It's on my YouTube channel. Also, I brought it up with my Instagram because on the YouTube channel, there is a post tab. In that post tab, I do post whenever I'm going live. So if you're following me on Instagram or YouTube and you want to know next time I go live, you will be able to be notified. I don't actually know how the settings go, whether you actually get a notification or not, but I do post every single time I go live on both of those platforms. I also post on Twitch when I go live. My Twitch is slightly different than my other three handles, which is at A Squared Gamer. My Twitch, on the other hand, is at A Squared GMR, because A Squared Gamer was taken. And so give me a follow if you'd like. I'd appreciate it. I'm thankful that you watched, even if you don't give me a like or a follow or a subscribe. What is it that the YouTubers always say? I don't know. I'm still new to this, but I appreciate you guys either way. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you all next time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, whatever time of day it may be. Take care, everyone.